Hi everyone, in this video we're going to be covering if statements. It's a fairly basic concept which is relied heavily through programming. We're going to be covering two ways specifically to go through an if statement, well, three ways of if statements, but the third way is a little bit like the first way. So I've already created a C# script, which for this I've just called if statements and attached it to an empty game object. We jump into Visual Studio. We're going to create just a local variable, which is toggle for just like switch toggle. I'm very imaginative, I know. Just set that to false. Okay, we're going to ignore that error, and all we're going to do is just if input get key down. Get key down key code dot space. We're going to do that, which it just switches between true and false. But we're going to cover that and variables in another video, which should be here, somewhere on the screen. Okay, so if switch toggle, then debug.log I am true. So that debug.log will only get executed if the switch toggle variable is true. Basically, if whatever is within the brackets of the if statement, so this bit here, whatever's in there and whatever it evaluates to is true. So it could be like if 1 plus 1 equals 2. So it could be if 1 plus 1 equals 2, then execute whatever's underneath it. Same principle. If it's not true, we can then write else, and we can execute other logic if it's not true. So debug.log I am not true. So that's the first and third way of if statements that I've spoken about earlier. This is why I said the third way is a little bit like the first way, because an if-else statement generally goes together. Also, another thing about if statements, for loops, basically any statements that require parentheses or brackets. If there's only one line that follows it, then generally you don't need to add brackets. Some people like to, some people don't. Personally, I'm not a fan of them. Oops, that's too much. But this is also valid syntax. So the other way to do an if statement is a conditional operator. So all this means is we use a question mark instead of an if. But we can't do this syntax here. So if we go debug.log, so if switch toggle is true, so the expression that we want to evaluate, question mark. So if it's true, then we're just going to debug.log conditional true. Else, which is represented by colon, conditional false. So this only works if you require a true or a false, and it's like one line, it's simple. Generally, you don't want to, if it's more complex than something like this, you don't want to do this. You want to, or try and remain with this formatting. This is the basics of an if statement, basically. We jump back into Unity, and we hit play. Let's just collapse that. So currently, the variable is false. We can just double check by putting in spectrum debug mode. If we press space, I'm not in a game view, so that won't work. Game. Press space, then it switches to true, and the conditional statement is true. So that is the basics of an if statement. Thanks for watching. There'll be more.